Schubrick and Larry Bowden. We're at St. Vital Memorial Field, and we're here for the 1986 Manitoba Midget Football League Final. We see that St. Vital is ready to kick off, and there's the opening kickoff. It's going deep downfield to number 34, P.J. Jones. And fine run back up the middle. Good block. He's getting some good blocking. One man to beat. And it looks like he's beat that man. Don't see any flags on the field, and there's P.J. in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was P.J. Jones, Tom. So he just grabbed the ball around his own 25-yard line. Seen a seam up the middle, went to his left, and clear sailing had to outrun number 85 for, I believe that was the kicker for St. Vital, and that would be Amit Patel. He did that, ran to the sidelines.
Well, what an explosive start to this midget final. And there's P.J. Jones receiving the ball. He's coming right up the middle, and then he takes it outside here to the left. He's got one Mustang to beat. There he is, number 85, and he's outrunning him. And he's in the end zone with a few blockers around him to spare.
Number 32 for the St. James Rods. That is Steinhubel will be attempting the convert.
And the convert is wide to the right. It's no good. And that makes the score 6-0 in favor of St. James. And, wow, Larry, can you believe the opening of this midget final?
Well, imagine starting that. You've only got 15 seconds done in the start of the game, and you're already down 6-0. Imagine being the head coach, Jim Ladd, for the St. Vital midget team. But they've got a fine team, and they've won quite a few games. In fact, I believe they finished with an identical record to the Rods. Both
teams this year were 7-1, and in league play earlier this year, St. Vital and St. James met. St. Vital with the victors 28-6. That was on September 20th. That would be St. James' only loss. St. Vital's only loss was an opening season game defeat to the hands of the Fort Garry Lions. So here we are now.
Kickoff for the Rods.
The St. James Rods turn to kick off. There's the Mustangs bench, and Steinhubel will handle the duties on the kickoff, number 32. And his kickoff isn't too deep. It's picked up by number 78. I believe that's Naransky.
Naransky running back that kick for the Mustangs.
He was tackled on a play by number 24.
Tackled on the play by number 24.
And we don't have him listed on our roster, number 24, but
okay.
He did a good job tackling whoever he was.
Well, it's going to be first down for St. Vital. They're at about their own 33-yard line. And here we see a replay of the kickoff return. It wasn't as deep as the one that Jones received. And there's Naransky picking up the ball, and good gang tackling there by the St. James Rods kickoff cover team. First down, St. Vital. Gives straight ahead. I believe the ball carrier was number 88. That's Maryhugh. And good tackle by Jason Hanna.
Good job by Jason. Down nice and low. Stop the running back for little or no gain.
Well, it was an inside running play, and it only gained about 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for St. Vital. Quarterback today is Loranowitz. He's number 11. Jay Loranowitz.
I found out who that number 24 was, Tom. It's Trevor Ogwell.
Okay.
For St. James Rods.
Here's the pitch. Pitch play. Bobby Palmer carrying the ball. He cuts it up inside. Not going to have enough for a first down.
Play by number 70, Trent Bowman.
Bob Palmer's one of the most explosive running backs I've ever seen. He's got quick little feet.
3rd and 6.
Change directions. Here we see the replay on the pitch. He's got Maryhugh out in front of him, but cut it back inside where all the pursuit was coming from.
How little are his feet here? You mentioned he had quick little feet.
Quick little feet. I'm not sure what size shoe he wears, but we're going to see his explosiveness further on in this game later today. So it's going to be a punting situation
Jason
here.
George will punt for St. Vital.
For St. Vital. And good snap. There's the punt, but it's a short one. And P.J. Jones fields the punt on the run.
He was just crushed out there.
Patrick Jones returning that kick for the Rods. Tackled on the play by number 58, Eugene Petland.
Or no, that would be 58, Eugene Petland.
Okay.
What a good job he did.
Well, it's going to be first down for St. James. They're on about the 54-yard line of St. Vital. They've got fairly good field position. The punt was a little bit short. Quarterback today is number 5, McKay. The running backs are 32, Steinhubel, and 20, Kluner. Slot backs, 34, Jones. Here they are out over the ball in their baby blue uniforms. Looks like it might be a wide play. Sure enough, it is. Slot back to the outside. That's P.J. Jones.
Patrick Jones carrying the ball for the Rods.
And on that particular type of play, St. James likes to bring the wide out and have them sort of motion down towards the outside linebacker, kind of like a crack back block. And St. James was successful on that play. Gained about 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Receivers today for St. James: 75 Ducharme, 73 Buckborough, and 38 Brooking. 2nd and 9. The handoff is number 32 Steinhubel. Looked like there's going to be off tackle to the left, but it was stopped by the Mustangs defense.
Yeah, Sean Ruddle, number 48, made a great play on it. Get it down low, wrap up Steinhubel before he could get outside.
Here we're going to see it again
no
on the
gain on the play.
And there's Steinhubel. He's caught in the backfield. Loss of about 2 yards.
Also, number 38, Breck Young, was in on the play, and he cut the play up, and there was really nowhere for the running back Steinhubel to go. It'll be 3rd down, and the Rod's kicking off.
Looks like the puncher is the backup quarterback, number 7, Peck. And there's the kick. Back to receive the punt. Well, it's rolling around, and flag is thrown, probably a no yards penalty.
Yeah, it looked like number 65 for St. James. That would be Mike Beckenbauer, was standing inside the 5-yard restraining limit. Now, they do have a rule where if the players are trying to retreat and they're inside the 5-yard limit, they will throw a flag but then wipe it off. The players trying to retreat, and that's exactly what they did.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Vital. They're at their own 42-yard line. This is their 2nd offensive series, and the first time they didn't get much going via the running game. I'm expecting we're going to see the ball thrown sometime today to number 78, Naranski. He's a dangerous receiver. The other wide out is 85 Patel. Pitch. And that was number 22, Garrett Lee, on the slot back pitch. And he sort of gave the indication he was ready to think about throwing the ball. Flag on the play.
Yeah, it looked like it. Brian Weiss did a good job getting across to make the tackle for the or not Brian Weiss, but that would be Jason Hawkins.
We're going to see it again on the replay. And there's the pitch, and Lee sort of looking like he's about to throw the ball. Illegal use of hands against St. James, Larry, was that the call?
That's what it was.
Kind of defensive holding.
Probably grabbing the receiver as he was trying to get downfield and throwing him out of the way. We've seen a few calls like that so far this year.
It's a defensive tactic that you like to have your defensive players use every once in a while.
Well, I often wonder how the referees call that. You know, it's so indiscriminately. You're trying to fight off the block, you're going to use your hands. When do they call it holding, and when do they call it just shedding a block?
There's a little out pattern to number 78, Naranski. And good second effort by number 78, Naranski. It's like a little, maybe 3-4 yard out pattern, and he turned it into about a 12-yard gain. First down, St. Vital.
Yeah, he did a good job dancing around number 18, Rob Kelly, and eventually was tackled by Vince McCormick, number 42. And here was...
I thought we were going to see...
Yeah, there it is on the replay.
Just about a 3-step drop, and timing pattern. The wide receiver runs the out pattern, and look at the good second effort by number 78, Naranski.
They call it the old Savardian spinorama move?
Yes, I guess we could call it that. So it'll be first down, St. Vital. Inside running play. Give to number 29, Palmer. And I like to put on the brakes and try to get outside to the left. Could not find any running room, and I believe that he was probably tackled for a loss.
Well, Jason Hanna, number 40, did a good job stacking up in the middle there. And I was really impressed to see Palmer. He stopped, he tried to get out of there, and the pursuit just continued on, and Rob Kelly eventually pulled him down. And I believe the Rods on that play had a blitz going on right up the middle. Bad play if you're a St. Vital fan.
Well, it's going to be 2nd and 12, probably a passing situation. Aronowitz drops back.
His pass attempt is incomplete.
In attempting to throw the ball, the pass fell very short on the play, and it'll be 3rd down, about 12 yards to go.
Number 76, Andrew Swan, was in with his hands up on the quarterback, and really, the quarterback couldn't see anything. The St. James Rod's defense has been a fine unit all year. They've limited the opposing teams to very little points, and they basically run a 4-4 setup where they have 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers with 4 defensive backs, and they just floated the ball quite a bit. Good aggressive team. Punting situation for St. Vital. Back to punt is number 77. That would be Jason George.
And he kicks it to Steinhubel. Kind of over the shoulder catch, and here's comes Steinhubel down that right sideline. And the punter has to make the tackle. Number 77, Jason George.
Good job by Steinhubel. He grabbed the ball under his shoulder, leaned over and kicked the punter.
It was like a Willie Mays catch. And that was at the 1954 World Series or some such game as that.
You were there live, weren't you, Tom?
I was being bored in the stands. There's number 77, Jason George, kicking the ball. There's Steinhubel over the shoulder catch, and he's going to turn it up and go out towards the right sideline. He's getting some good blocking on that punt return team. And so far, the special teams for St. James have really made the difference in the game. It's 6-0 in favor of St. James Rods. The opening kickoff was returned by Patrick Jones all the way for the major score. The convert attempt was no good, and the score stands at 6-0 for the St. James Rods. Larry, what have you thought of what do you think of the defensive play so far? The opening minutes are
so far it's very early to judge, but what I've seen the St. James Rods team do is they've stuffed up the running game so far of the St. Vital Mustangs. Now St. Vital relies heavily on number 29 Rob Palmer, to carry the workload, and really every time he's touched the ball they've had a lot of, as you mentioned, baby blue jerseys all over his back. Perhaps we'll see the St. Vital Mustangs throw the ball a little bit more and perhaps loosen up the defense of the Rods. And really, offensively, the Rods haven't done that much. They've had a couple of nice plays, but again, a good job by the St. Vital Mustangs defense to stack it up. If it wasn't for the explosive special teams, as you've mentioned, there really hasn't been that much offense in this game.
Well, St. James is going to be coming out over the ball. They're led by their quarterback, number 5, McKay. In the backfield, we have Steinhubel, and he's easy to pick out. He's got the red leggings on. A little bit of motion there before the snap. And it looks like a off tackle to the left. On that particular play, it was off tackle to the left. Steinhubel carrying the ball. Number 20, Kluner, is providing the blocking. It's kind of a lead back series, but St. Vital is stopping the running game so far.
Here's a replay, and we'll see good job of number 38, Brett Young, who's forced the play back inside and allowed number 55, Dalglish, to make the tackle.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for St. James. Jones in motion, the whole backfield in motion over to the right. Fake drop play, quarterback rolling out right. And I believe there's going to be some sort of interference call. The ball was thrown downfield and attempted for number 73, Buckborough, running the post pattern. Larry, what's the call?
I'd be surprised if it wasn't called offensive pass interference. I don't think they will have the courage to call that. It looked to me like number 73 for the Rods was climbing all over the defender players, and I think that's a break for the Rods right there. And the new rule that was implemented this year on pass interference plays, most of the ball can be advanced as 15 yards, so it will be first down from the 50-yard line for the St. Vital 50-yard line for the Rods.
First down, Rods, and we just saw a rollout pass play to the right. The quarterback had a lot of time, and if St. James wants to think about doing that again, I think it's there for them. There's McKay calling out the signals. A little bit of motion out here to the left. Give to Steinhubel on the pitch. Good blocking. Here he goes. And, well, he's still going. He's in the middle of the touchdown. Can you believe it?
What a good job of blocking. You can see those blue jerseys leading right around the outside, just picking off red jerseys all the way down the field.
Well, we're going to get to see it again on the replay, I'm pretty sure. And we saw here it is on the replay, 73 throw. Oh, did you see the block by number 73?
Oh, watch number 28, another good block there.
Number 73 on the crackback, that's Buckborough. And he cracked the St. Vital defender. And that block, as well as the one thrown by number 67 for St. James, that's
that would be Decker.
And also Kluner's block. The three of those combined to get Steinhubel in the end zone. Well, here's the convert attempt by Steinhubel. Blocked.
Yeah, it's blocked, I believe, by number Todd Dalglish has hands on it.
So it'll be 12-0 in favor of the St. James Rods. And I don't know if we're going to get to see that play again.
I'd like to watch it again. Yeah,
what a block by number 73. The wideout on the left, his name is Buckborough. I'm not sure of his first name. Actually, 73, yeah, I think that's Cam Ducharme.
Well, here's a replay of the extra point. We'll see Dalglish come across and get his hands up and bang, knocks the ball down. But as you mentioned, I would have liked to have seen that replay of that run again also. But isn't this reminiscent of last year's game where the Rods got off to an early start and it became, turn out the lights, the party was over in the first quarter?
Last game turned out to be a 64-8 score in favor of St. James. And there's the kickoff being returned by number 78, Naranski. He's trying to get outside to the left. And the return St. James, the coverage team does a good job
on the play by number 24, Bogwald.
Well, nice job by the downfield tacklers for the St. James Rods, led by Ogwalt. And I noticed there they stayed right in their lane, all ran down roughly the same pace, and there's really nowhere for number 78 for the Mustangs to go.
Well, it's going to be first down for St. Vital. And I'm sure we're going to see Bob Palmer carry the ball again. That's always a treat for myself and for the viewers at home.
I wouldn't be surprised if they throw the ball to Naranski. He's a pretty good receiver. We've seen a couple of these games here, Tom.
Well, there's the off-tackle play to the right side of the line, and basically no gain.
Well, that Jason Hanna, number 67, and he does such a good job, and he's also helped admirably by Deckard.
Loss on the play, 1 yard is second and 11.
Those guys there, we were walking on up to the booth here, and we were sort of passing a few of the players, and I remember your comment was, look at the size of these guys.
Well, some of these fellows for St. James are like 6'6". I think number 76, Swan, is about 6'6". And they just have tremendous size on that defensive line.
Yeah.
Both of these teams advanced to the final due to their semifinal victories. St. Vital were 28-9 victors over Transcona, and St. James, in a game that I attended, beat Fort Garry 23-7. And Steinhubel was probably the difference in that game. They ripped off 2 long runs in the second half. They were about 50 yards or more, that sort of long distance variety. And here we have the replay of last year's championship in terms of the teams. I mentioned before St. James with a victory 64-8. And so far here in the first quarter, they're up 12-0.
Well, let's hope we don't have a replay of last year's final where it was so one-sided. After the first quarter, it was sort of obvious who was going to win the game.
And it looks like a little point for his pattern to Naranski, but the ball's dropped.
Well, it wasn't exactly dropped. It was deflected by number 18, Rob Kelly, an outside linebacker on that play. Got his hand up, tipped it. If he was a split second quicker, that would have been a sure 6 points.
We'll see it again. And there's a quarterback, but 2-step drop. You're right. It wasn't dropped. It was deflected by number 18.
That's Kelly.
Kelly, okay.
Well, it'll be third down,
and
St. Vital will be punting the ball away from their own 35-yard line. Really, we haven't seen St. Vital's powerful offense do anything yet, Tom.
No, well, that's a credit to the way St. James is playing tough on defense and shutting that down.
Well, we got P.J. Jones back there, Patrick Jones, and we know what kind of a running back he is. I suppose you coached him out at that provincial team.
George punting for St. Vital.
That's Jason George's punt, and Steinhubel's got it. He bobbles it. And it's going to be first down for St. James around the road, 50-yard line.
Took a broad bounce on that play, went straight down and right back in the Steinhubel stomach. But pretty good field position now for the St. James Rods. They've gotten on their own 50-yard line. It seems like St. Vital's had their back up against the wall this whole game.
Well, we have how much time left in the first quarter there, Larry?
It's 3 minutes and 58 seconds, and the time is running, and the score 12-0.
Here comes St. James out over the ball. 73 Buckborough is wide left, and he made that beautiful block on the off tackle that sprung Steinhubel for the touchdown. And here he comes again. Looks like the crack action. Made another good block. And P.J. Jones throwing the ball, but St. Vital stuffs it in the backfield.
Well, the tackle was made on the play by number 82 for the Mustangs. That would be Jules Garreau, but the player who made a great play was number 26, Todd Thornton. He did a great job from his cornerback position. He came across the line of scrimmage, fought off a block. Here we'll see on the pitch, there's Jones, and see number 26 way out there. That's exactly the way you got to play it. You got to force the man up to where your help is going to be. If he gets to the outside with speed of Jones and Steinhubel, you're not going to stop him, Tom.
Well, it's going to be second down for St. James. They've got about 12 yards to go. Potential passing situation. Looks like a rollout to the right. Steinhubel's open in the flat, but now he's covered. And he throws it to number 75. That's Ducharme.
What a pretty
I like the fact that the quarterback is able to roll out and actually have no pressure whatsoever.
One thing I noticed there, they set up almost like a lucky counter that the Bombers run on that play. They faked it on that time. You'll see right there, they fake it.
There's the fake counter draw play, I suppose you'd call it. And there's 75 Ducharme, and that's really threading the needle by the quarterback. There seem to be some defenders within the area where Ducharme
I bet before this game is over, we'll see that draw play work.
So it'll be first down. Here comes that crackback motion. Pitch to Kluner, number 20. Oh, good inside pursuit by number 55 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's, we've mentioned his name a few times. That's Todd Dalglish. Again, a good job by number 26, Todd Thornton, who got across the line of scrimmage. If really, we're seeing the St. Vital Mustangs defense reacting quite well to the outside plays, outside sweeps of the Rods. A lot of credit can be given to the defensive coordinator, Brian Scott, for the Mustangs, adjusting his defense as well as he has early in the game.
Well, it's going to be about 2nd and 10. Jones in motion to the left, to the right. The whole backfield is. It's roll out right. Beck looking downfield. Oh, it's intercepted. Actually, I said Peck. I meant McKay. He was rolling out to the right, looking downfield. Intercepted by number 26 for the Mustangs.
takes over first and 10 from their own 25.
Some of the interested fans here watching the game. They're wearing blue, probably St. James supporters, as the Mustang supporters wear red. And here's the replay. Quarterback McKay rolling out to the right. He's got Steinhubel open in the flat. Chooses to go a little bit further downfield. And number 26 makes the fine interception.
That's right, good interception. St. Patel was sitting in man coverage there, and number 26 Thornton came from his far right cornerback position all the way across the field with his man, just stepped in front of the pass. And number 75 for the Rods is shaken up on the play. That's Cam Ducharme. He was the player who caught that big reception just the play previous.
Ducharme is one of the tight ends in the St. James offensive scheme of things. And good blocker, fine receiver. Looks like he'll be all right, though. The trainer with the Ducharme there is Mike Brown. I know Mike, we used to go to university together, and Mike does double duty, even triple duty with a few other teams. I know he works with the Churchill Bulldogs, and Mike's a well-respected trainer throughout amateur football circles, and probably Mike trains with other sports as well. No, doubtless rugby. I think he's involved with rugby. Inside running play, I think. Mustangs are going to get. Well, they've given the ball over, so St. James Rods are going to get the ball in great field position.
Yeah, big ANDREW SWAN was right in on the play, and I think he was one of the players very close to the ball. And I'm telling you, you can really, St. Paul's not having any success all trying to run between tackles.
Crossing action in the backfield, and I'm not sure which ball carrier. It was either Merrihew or Palmer dropped the ball, fumbled the ball, and St. James ball, good field position.
Big linemen, they're not going to have much success running up the middle like that, Paul.
So it's first down for St. James. Here's Buck Earl wide left. Steinhubel and Kluner in the backfield. And it's going to be off tackle to the left. Lead block by Kluner. Here's Steinhubel. He's getting outside. And a tackle down on the 2-yard line by the Mustang defender.
Yeah, number 28, good pursuit of West Miller. But really, again, the Steinhubel just straight outside, a lot of speed. Well, got some good blocks.
The play's supposed to go off tackle to the left, but Steinhubel with his speed takes it outside. And there he goes. He's going to get knocked out around the 2-yard line. First down, St. James.
Well, this could really be curtains for the St. Patel team if the Rods are able to poke it in right now, Tom.
Well, they haven't been able to contain Steinhubel. First down, goal to go. Inside running play, Steinhubel.
The ball is a flag on the play.
He's off right guard, but there's a flag
on the play by number 28, Wes Miller.
It's procedure on St. James.
A good job defensively by St. Patel, and if I was a St. James team, I'd take St. Patel team, I'd take that procedure call and move it back 5 yards. You need a little more room to play with. Although they did a good job defensively there, the ball was advanced to the 1-yard line.
Well, I guess the options are basically first and goal, 5 yards deeper, or second and goal from the point of.
There was an extra one there. There was a face mask call on the play as well, and it is a 5-yard penalty.
Well, it makes it first down for St. James in any respect. There's Steinhubel. He's carrying, well, I guess we're basically going left. Many Mustangs in on the tackle. A corral full. It's going to be second down for St. James. If I was St. Patel, I think I might be looking for that rollout to the right.
St. James had their short yards unit in on that last play. And you can see the quarterback, number 5, that's McKay, was screaming for the other backs to come back in. I believe they're going to try something wide right now.
There's Steinhubel in motion. There's the pitch. It's going to Kluner. He cuts it up. Should be short of the goal line, though. No indication by the officials.
By number 57, Brett Carlson.
Yeah, Brett Carlson, number 57, was in on the tackle. As you mentioned, there's no indication. I believe he stopped around the 1-yard line. Interesting call now, Tom. It'll be 3rd and 1.
We'll see it again. There's the pitch to Kluner, and he cuts it up inside. And there's about 4 Mustangs. He runs through the first group of Mustangs. And it's 3rd and 2. Looks like St. James is going for it.
Well, yeah, I believe they will. They've got really nothing to lose. Even if they aren't successful, they'll get good field position.
McKay giving the ball to Kluner. Good second effort on the play.
A real nice read by number 26. That's We've mentioned his name quite a few times. Todd Thornton for St. Patel. He got across the line of scrimmage. He had the man in the backfield, Tom. He just let him slip through his fingers. Kluner jumped into the end zone, and there you see on the replay.
Yep.
And Kluner just made it over.
As you called it, Larry, there was a Mustang in the backfield, and St. James probably could have been tackled. The ball carrier could have been tackled for a loss.
Yeah, that could be a very big play now.
However, a missed tackle and good second effort by Kluner gets it in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, will we see our first extra point of the day, Tom?
Well, Steinhuber will be attempting. He hasn't been successful on 2 previous tries. And this one is good.
Taking the score to St. James Rock, 19.
19-0. And that was the end of the first quarter, and we just heard the gun go off.
Are you talking, Larry? I can't hear you. That gun is blowing my eardrums apart.
We got the warning. Watch your ears, watch your ears. And you didn't watch your ears close enough, Tom.
Well, the score is 19-0 in favor of the St. James Rods. The first quarter has just ended. The touchdowns today, Patrick Jones on the opening kickoff all the way for the touchdown. Brought it basically up the middle of the field and then veered out over to his right and took it in for the major score. Convert was no good. Then Steinhuber off tackle left. There's about a 50 or 60 yard gain. Good block by number 73 Buckborough on the play. Once again, the convert failed. That made it 12-0. And finally, we saw Kluner take it off tackle left on a 3rd and 2 situation. Steinhuber gets the convert, 19-0. Here's the kickoff. And it's deep for number 29.
He was just killed by number 30, Neville Scarlett. And Neville Scarlett was a linebacker from the provincial team, and I had the pleasure to coach him. Very intense young man, a lot of speed and aggressiveness, and he just flew down there and just laid a licking on the return man. And Palmer, and for little return.
Take it on the replay there.
Well, there you see Palmer fumbles the ball. He picks it up. He's trying to run to his right. He has a bit of a wall set up, and then bang, there was Scarlett coming across, making a nice high hit.
It's going to be first down for St. Vital. Here we go. Laronowitz is the quarterback. Looks like a slot back counter to number 22 Lee.
Derek Lee carrying the ball for St. Vital. Tackle on the play by number 58, Tom Lissick.
Yeah,
Lissick in on the tackle.
Yeah, Lissick was on the tackle. I believe he's another one from the provincial team, Tom.
Well, the score is 19-0. It's in the beginning of the second quarter, and St. Vital is going to have to start to put something on the board soon.
They're going to have to put the ball in the air, or else the Sicilians will start. And speaking of Sicilians, I see Bill Murray has just come into the booth.
And it's second down for St. Vital. They've got about 10 yards to go. He's looking downfield for Palmer. Nice catch. That's going to be a first down. Ball Palmer. We call that a flat pattern. It's basically a kind of a post pattern run by the running back. Number 29, Palmer. And I hope we get to see it again on the replay.
Good sure tackle by Trevor Ogwald, number 24.
Quarterback drops back, and there's Palmer. We just saw him kind of run an out pattern into the flat, and Ogwald makes the tackle. That's number 24.
Must be a relative of the Ogwald.
Chris Ogwald.
Chris Ogwald that's down at North Dakota right now.
That's right. First down, St. Vital. Kind of slanted to number 85, Patel.
And Patel picking up pass. Picking up a close first down. It is a first down. Tackle on the play by number 24,
now that the St. Paul Mustangs are trying to throw the ball, Tom. You know, they've had no success running with it. The St. James Rod defense has been very tough. There you see just a quick slant in to number 85 for the Mustangs.
Perhaps too much of a cushion there by St. James.
Bit too much on the play. Well, Ogwald, he has a lot of speed. He really doesn't have to give that much of a cushion.
First down for St. Vital. And they try the same play again, and it's open again. And 85, Patel catches the ball. I think Ogwald's going to have to play him a little tighter, or perhaps the halfback, number 19, is going to have to come over. 19 is...
That's Mitch Homina.
Mitch Homina.
Well, they're playing. You see on here, well, look at the cushion. It must be about 6-7 yards.
And you saw a lot of St. James linemen, defensive linemen on the ground. That's because the offensive line is cutting them.
That's right.
That's a favorite tactic by our own line coach, Jeff Younger.
That's right. Cut them off the knees and down. Cut will be used.
And there's Laronowitz. He's directing Palmer to block for him, and he's got the first down. Probably intended to be a passing play, but the quarterback Laronowitz rolled out to his right and decided he'd go with it. Told Palmer to get out there and block for him, and he got the first down.
He got enough yards for a first down. A little bit dangerous to see a quarterback running, as you see in open field. Okay. Right about there, he starts deciding he's going to run points downfield.
Block for me.
Yeah, and he was caught from behind, but not after first down was made, and St. Patel is marching now, Tom.
They've achieved a couple of first downs here in the second quarter, and they're moving it. Inside running play to Palmer.
Palmer carrying the ball, receiving
Stopped by number 67,
Dave Decker.
Well, Dave Decker just,
On the play.
he just was in on the play and stuffed it right where it
Decker's
was.
seeing two-way action. He's the left tackle on the offensive line. I believe his father is one of the assistant coaches, Paul Decker, for the St. James Rods. The other members of that coaching staff are Norm Rawhouse, the head coach, Ben Langhams, he handles the defense, Gord Rowlands, and Clay Vandell. So it'll be second and about 8 for St. Patel. Veronowicz rolling to his draw, dropping back, actually looking for Palmer. And it's intercepted by number 24, Oswald.
There's a perfect example of a person taking the ball at the height of the ball, and a good job by number 24, Trevor Ogwald, who caught it. But on the play, Tom, I noticed the quarterback did the old pump and go. Palmer was doing a little out, the pump came as Palmer turned upfield.
Here's the quarterback. You see him going to cock his arm, and he wants number 29 Palmer to turn it upfield. He's the intended receiver on the play, but Ogwald, the corner, left, I guess, the wideout, who he would normally be
up there. It's called against the Rods.
And
they'll take over first.
We're going to be St. James' ball, but they'll be about, what, 15 yards deep for unnecessary roughness on the play by St. James.
Yeah, a little bit of pushing after the play was over, and really that's not necessary at this stage of the game, especially for the Rods. They're up by the score of 19-0.
So it's first down for St. James. Quarterback today is McKay. In the backfield, we have Steinhubel and Kluner. There's PJ in motion. It looks like the hitch to 73 Buckborough, but he drops the ball. And that was a flanker hitch play. The whole backfield empties out over to the left to try and get some blocking out there on the perimeter for St. James, but Buckborough didn't catch the ball. We'll see it again on the replay. Quarterback maybe just a one-step drop, and the pass was a little bit low, I think.
Oh, yeah. A bit low. Had a lot of bodies out there. May have went for a bit.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for St. James. They're leading 19-0 here in the second quarter. There's about 8 minutes and 20 seconds left. Quarterback McKay calling out the signals. And drop back pass. There's PJ in the flat. That's Jones, and a good tackle by number 28.
Yeah, Wes Miller, number 28, made the tackle on the play. But P.J. Jones, good catch and a lot of speed getting around that corner. I remember heckling P.J. at the provincial team a lot because he took a little smack in the head one practice. He was a little bit dazed, and after that I was making jokes about brain damage and everything.
Well, we'll see it again. There's Jones. He's at the top of the screen, and he just runs a simple 2-yard out pattern, but he's so quick that he's able to elude the defender covering him and tries to outrun the other one.
P.J. is kind of back that you'd like to have on your team, right, Tom?
I'd like to have P.J. So it'll be first down for St. James. Jones in motion to the right. Pitch to Steinhubel. Gets a good block from Jones. A nice piece of running there by Steinhubel. 7 yards.
He just ran right through Todd Dalglish's arms. Dalglish is a sure tackler for the St. Patel team. He hit Steinhubel low, tried to wrap up. Steinhubel's legs just kept pumping. Take a look,
again here on the replay. They put Kluner and Jones in motion to get them out there to block. They pull a couple of linemen, and it was a good hit, as you say, Larry. Good initial hit, but no wrap. Steinhubel got about 3 or 4 extra yards. So it'll be about 2nd and 5, St. James.
Tough to wrap on a player like Steinhubel.
Inside running play, off tackle to the right, and it's going to be basically lead play to the right. Kluner providing more blocking as the lead back. Also on the right side, we have Debeski, he's the right guard, and Parsons, 54, he's the right tackle, and they're playing some good blocks out there.
Bill Debeski's still out there.
He's still playing.
Geez, it seems he's been on that team for 100 years.
I wonder if his voice has changed. I wonder if it's achieved a higher pitch.
Well, he's definitely
husky and gravelly.
Definitely cool.
First down, St. James, off tackle. A lot of flags on the play, at least 2 of them thrown. St. James probably hold left tackle. 55 Margulies, he's the left guard. The center is number 45. That would be Hawkins, I believe. Or is that Rick McDonald? Rick McDonald. Debeski's the right guard, and Parsons the right tackle.
A lot of size on that offensive line, Tom.
You're
right, it was a holding call taken by St. Patel.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for St. James.
From their own 41-yard line.
And the score, for those of you who have joined us late, it's 19. We're probably wondering, Larry, where Bob Whitlaw is today.
Yes, perhaps.
Do you have any idea where he might be?
Perhaps after this play, we can enlighten the fans to just where Bob's fact-finding mission was taken.
Oh, okay. It'll be first down for St. James. They've got 20 yards to go. McKay dropping back. He's looking for intercepted by number 55.
Good job by Douglas, dropped in his zone, stepped in front of the ball, break for St. James.
Well, the ball was intended for number 75, Ducharme. Ducharme ran about a 10-yard hook. Here he is at the bottom of the screen. And McKay drops back, looking for Ducharme in 55, right there.
A lot of red
timely
jerseys around
interception.
the receiver on that play, Tom, and very dangerous pass for the Rod's quarterback to be trying to attempt at that point. Douglas stepped in front of it.
First down for St. Vital. And remember, the last time they had the ball, they had something going, but the interception nullified that. And here's the reverse to Palmer. Oh, a nice block by number... Well, I'm just amazed by the block on the play. Number 69 for St. Vital made a beautiful block on number 58 for St. James, and...
Really a good job by the Rod defense to get across.
It's kind of a draw play, and here's 69, and he's going to come back and say, whoa, there we go. I felt the ground shaking on that play.
That's one of those crunchy type of blocks that as a defender you just don't see, and they hurt a lot.
St. Vital is fired up.
Well, they needed something like that.
They need about 5 yards on the play. Flag on the play. They threw the ball to number 27. Peterson in the flat.
Tackled on the play by number 27.
Holding call on this play, Tom. It's going to go against St. Vital. Definitely the Rods are going to take that. A good play. It was a nice little out by the Mustangs, number 27, Stephenson.
I called Peterson.
And his counterpart for the Rods, number 27, was in on the tackle on that play, and it's back and forth.
Brent Kineski that made the fine block on the last 69 for St.
Just mentioned where Bob Whitlaw, sort of a fan favorite and our symbol up in the booth here. Now here he the
sex symbol. That's a new one.
Self-proclaimed sex.
Self-proclaimed. And probably Mrs. Whitlaw thinks of him.
Right, right. Well, we'll have to mention where he is right after this play. It seems we're putting it off, keeping the viewers in suspense.
Who shot JR? Well, where's Bob Whitlaw? For lead, deep downfield, and another interception, I believe.
No, it was incomplete. P.J. Jones was back there. He had the ball, or not Jones, but Ogwell had the ball in his hands. It bounced loose and squirted. It squirted out of his hands as he hit the ground, and there's another flag, and I believe we're going to see.
Well, for St. Vital was involved in the play.
I don't have him listed on my. There he is.
I guess
Rick McKay.
Okay.
Well, that is definitely going against St. Vital, and it'll make it third down and third down and a ton of real estate to go. But Bob Whitlaw, Tom.
I believe in his
fact-finding mission?
Well, actually, I believe Bob has to be at the high school final today, which is actually being played the same time as this midget final. And Bob couldn't attend. He's the convener in that league.
And commissioner.
Commissioner and all-purpose everything. From the snap, that's number 77. And that's Jason George is doing the best he can to get control of the ball.
You know, if it doesn't rain, it pours. And on that play, the snap was pretty good. It's just that Jason George took his eyes off the ball. And I see number 70 for the Rods. He had a clear path to the ball. That's Trent Bauman. I believe his dad is Urban Bauman, one of the coaches for the Bombers. And you see here.
There's the 77 George fumbles the ball and gathers it up and fumbles again. And it's going to be good field position for St. James.
36-yard line.
St. Vital didn't need that sort of thing. 19-0 here for St. James. There's about 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Jones motioning to the right. Same with the whole backfield. Looks like it could be the draw. No screen to the left. Boy, St. James showed a lot of different looks on that play. They faked the draw, and then it was a screen pass to the left.
The quarterback threw the ball where he did. If he would have thrown it right to P.J. Jones, there's a defender right in front.
Planting, and they're started in the way.
Our technical director's been doing a great job in replays. Just take a look at the quarterback. He's looking right where he's throwing. A linebacker just looks at the quarterback's eyes and goes, aha! Goes across the ball. Neville Scarlett. You know, if they could. I wouldn't cut him. I think he's a great player. Or cut block.
St. Vital offensively should think about it. Behind you, Lamar. number 5, McKay. And probably the crackback block. It's Steinhubel carrying the ball, and as Bill called it, there was a crackback.
Steinhubel carrying the ball for the Rods.
Who threw that crackback,
By number 57,
Number 78, I think. I'm not sure what his name is.
That could be Walsh.
On the play 5.
Hope we get to see there's the crackback. It's number 73, Buckborough, and there's the pitch to Steinhubel. And he's looking upfield, cuts it inside, and 2 Mustangs in on the tackle.
No, that number 73, isn't he? Greg Cairns for the Rods?
I don't know.
Back on that crackback? Good job by Cairns on that.
Yeah, Glenn Cairns. Okay. Mike Buck. Oh, I've been calling Mike Buckborough all the time. Okay, should be Cairns, 73.
Another crack.
They needed 1 yard.
There, I think we made the call go against the Rods.
My apologies to number 73, Glenn Cairns. Throughout this game, I've been calling him Mike Buckborough.
Where'd you get that name from?
Well, I got it from an old roster. I saved rosters from...
Coins, some save stamps, others save money.
Socks.
And obviously you save no money, and
No,
we both know.
My financial advisor was... whatever I feel like investing in.
So did you buy that chocolate bar?
So it's going to be 2nd and 5 for St. James. And quarterback bootlegging out. He's looking downfield for Walsh. Kicked off.
Is intercepted by Wes Miller.
Wes Miller did a good job reading the quarterback. They're intercepted, but there was a man open. It's just that poor McKay, who had to throw off his back foot on the run. He was being chased from behind by Mustangs number 77, Jason George, the outside linebacker.
See it again here on the replay. Now there's a great fake to Jones. The quarterback bootlegs out here to the right, hides the ball on his thigh, looks downfield for Walsh. Walsh was open, but Miller came up with the interception.
Well, the ball is going to be scrimmaged by the St. Patel Mustangs inside their own 5-yard line on the 4-yard line. What exactly would you do now, Bill, if you were running the offense of the St. Patel team down by 21 points deep in your own end?
Well, I don't think it matters whether you're deep in your own end or not. You got to get the ball to Palmer, and I would start putting it in the air, maybe hit some passes out in the flats. Obviously, I've seen St. James all year, and they're very tough up the middle. You're not going to get much.
Well, that's exactly where they went, and as you mentioned, no yardage.
They got the ball to Palmer that play, inside running play to the right, basically no gain.
By the way, did you decipher that letter by any chance and put it into English?
Can I see that letter again? I think I'm not sure which one we're talking about.
The one in Arabic that you were working so hard over at halftime.
No, I've only got half of the decipher.
Well, hopefully we'll get the mailbox later on, and mailbag, and we'll be able to read it later on.
2nd and 8 for St. Patel. And Moranowitz dropping back, looking deep downfield for Noransky.
Well, there's one that should have been intercepted, number 26 for the Rods. Derek Dirks was right in the way, and he just mistimed his jump. If he intercepted it, he had a whole sideline to run down.
Well, that was a badly thrown pass. I mean, as you can see on the replay, there's 3 rods in coverage.
It wasn't...
Like Larry said, that was touchdown if he would have caught that.
It was intended for number 78, Noransky. And the play goes for naught. It's 3rd and about 8.
Here's a picture of our girl upstairs, Cameron, Ona Frankena.
You know, I was just thinking about Ona, and I came to the conclusion that if she was related to Rick House, then she'd be Ona House.
Own a house?
Ona House.
I guess everyone want to own a house.
There's 77. That's Jason George kicking the ball off. George.
They're throwing there's a clipping called, and I really question that one.
Heck of a block.
Heck of a block.
Heck of a block by number 76, Swan, I believe.
Swan is a monster, and he laid on a block, and I really thought he caught it from the side. Bill, what do you think?
I didn't get a good look at that play.
Well, I hope you're
your knowledge.
Well, I hope you're going to get a good look at it, Bill. We're probably going to get to see it again on the replay.
Yeah, like the people up here in the press box are sort of split.
Here
Jeff Younger is true. Now everyone's watching around our camera here.
Take a look here, and you're going to see number 76. Whoa, there's a tail end of it.
A little questionable.
Maybe we could get another angle of it, Richard. Like the angle I had, it looked like a clean block. The guy, it's just that you got Swan's a monster going against a little dwarf. I know Jeff Younger, true red-blooded St. Patel boy, whining and crying. He doesn't don't want to see the score get any more out of hand.
Did you know that red blood is oxygen-rich blood? And it's first down for St. James. We've got 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
What color would alcohol-rich blood be, Tom?
Amber.
Umber?
Amber.
Oh,
okay.
amber.
First down, St. James. Oh. How much time you on this clock?
Nowhere to go.
Stop that pretty good. The second down, about 12 yards. The fans are going wild here. Very exuberant, enthusiastic, animated group of spectators at the St. Vital Memorial Park today.
Animated? So we'll see little cartoon caricatures if we show the fans?
Okay.
Halloween's still here.
Second and about 14 for St. James. And a little looking pass.
But he gets very close to first down, about 2 yards short. He should have been stopped with a 5 yard. He just dipped his shoulder and going for another 3.
It was intended for number 75, Ducharme. He caught the ball, but it won't be enough for a first down. It'll be about 4 or 5 to go.
Wonder if we'll see them go for it, Tom. It doesn't look like they sent in the kick.
Here's the replay, and look at Ducharme just carrying Mustangs on his back.
Own a house, eh?
Own a house, and if she was related to William Perry, it'd be own a fridge. Henry Ford, own an automobile. Okay, third and about 4 to go.
I think Tom will own a black eye if she hears this.
And it's off tackle, the sign mover. Flag on the play. I'm not saying first down, Larry, but there was a flag on the play.
Procedure
I
against
think it's going to be procedure against the Rods. That was a good call there, Bill.
Well, it's going to be about 3rd and 9. Would St. James go for it in a 3rd and 9 situation?
No, I don't think so. I think they'll bring in the punting team now.
The right tackle moved on that play, Tom.
You know, Bill, I understand your nickname is Chomper, Bill Chomper Murray, and we're kind of wondering if, well, the origin of that nickname and what it has to do with football and that sort of thing. Maybe you can enlighten our viewing audience now or perhaps later in the broadcast.
Well, it's got nothing to do with football.
Nothing, I thought it had everything to do with football.
I think it's because he looks a little bit like Yankee Doodle's friend, Chomper the Bulldog.
Okay. And we know what Larry does on Saturday mornings.
That's right, cartoon party.
Kick by number 7. Oh, good run down.
Nice return.
That's Paul Palmer. Flags on the play, but a great run back by Palmer.
I think we're going to see it come back. It looks like that St. Vital will be called for holding. There's an injured Rod on the field.
There's also an injured Mustang further on downfield.
Perhaps we can get them after this replay.
Let's see the replay here. Here's the kick by number 7, Peck. Palmer is going to receive the punt, and he goes to his left. Oh, there's a nice block. Turns upfield, and I see rods lying all over the place. And just a good kickoff, or excuse me, a good punt return and a good job of blocking on that punt return. However, a little illegal.
That's
So
right.
it's coming back, blocking from the rear.
And that puts St. Vital Mustangs way back in their own end on the 8th.
And there's still a Mustang down on the play, and maybe while we have a break, we can get back to that letter that Bill deciphered for us.
Okay, it says here, it's addressed to me, Tom.
Okay, well then you might as well read it.
Dear Coach Bowden, we are presently members of the heavy metal band Misbehavin'. Misbehavin', what a name, eh?
Yeah.
We heard your speech about how heavy metal is a downfall on society. Alex Ponovic was a former football player of the Sisler Spartans until he started playing in the band. Heavy metal destroyed his football career. He is presently being rehabilitated to have a normal way of life.
Wow,
yeah,
that's serious.
Electroshocks and the whole bit.
Electroshock.
Yeah. After we had seen what happened to Alex, we are currently thinking of changing our style of music, much the same style as Lawrence Welk and his Rhythm Rebels. We thank you for opening our eyes and possibly saving our lives. Signed, Jeff Boyd and Alex Ponovic.
Great letter. Great letter. Back in the action, there's a fantastic job done by the St. James defense.
You know, I often wonder, you know, if my tirades about heavy metal music and the downfall of society have any effect. And getting a letter like that just warms the cockles of my heart.
Tirade, is that when you break into somebody else's house and take all their ties?
That's right. Some people panty-rade, I tirade. Everyone's got their own fetishes.
Well,
and I'm telling you, it does my heart good to see the young man. I hear he's going to get a coup cut.
That's Alex
Ponovic. You remember Alex, big offensive lineman from St.
I do remember him.
Yeah, an awful lot about
often trying to be successful in a musical career. Here we have 2nd down and 10. Ron was trying to dump it out to Palmer in the flat. Could have been maybe a screen pass. And it's going to be third down for St. Vital. And this is going to be punting. Probably the punter will be in his end zone when he gets the ball off. That's number 77, Jason George. And for those of you who are wondering about the score, because we haven't mentioned it much, it's 21-0 in favor of the St. James Rods. There's 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. No scoring yet in the second half. All the scoring, of course, in the first half coming from Patrick Jones, Steinhubel, and Flynn.
Well, we're going to see the third down punt attempt, and really the Rods have had great field position this whole second half.
Jason George about to punt the ball for St. Vital. And Jones on the reception. And good coverage there by the St. Vital punt cover team.
Very good coverage, but a nifty run by Patrick Jones. You've seen him, he gave the old dead leg a couple of times and scampered down the sideline, and the Rods had excellent field position inside the 20-yard line of the St. Vital Mustangs.
You know, Larry, earlier in the game we mentioned the coaches for the St. James Rods, and now I'd like to talk about the Mustangs coaches. They're led by their head coach, Jim Ladd. Bill Dunstone does the offensive line. George Dupre is the offensive coordinator. Brian Scott, defensive line and linebacker coach, as well as the defensive coordinator, and Gord Self is the general manager.
Bill Dunstone's quite a character, isn't he, Tom?
Well, I understand he's not only the offensive line coach, but also the president of the Manitoba Midget Football League. And Bill at one time had a tryout with the Blue Bombers, and I'll get back to that in a moment. First down, St. James. Jones in motion to the right, as is the whole backfield. Roll out right, looking for Steinhubel in the flat, and good defensive play.
Yeah, good job by number 4 for the St. Vital Mustangs. That's Brian Weiser, got his hand across and smacked the ball down.
Anyway, getting back to Bill Dunstone, he did have a tryout with our own Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and as I understand and have been told the story, it was a bad case of sunburn preventing Bill from winning the Shenley Award in the CFL. Well, actually, kind of even prevented him from making the Blue Bombers in the first place.
Well, you know, that's just getting lounging around. Perhaps maybe we could dip into the old mailbag again.
Again,
Tom.
okay, mailbag time, and here we are. I'm at a loss for words. We have to dig into so many letters here.
Okay, perhaps you want to read this one?
Which one? Okay, here's one. Dear Tom, quite often during the course of a game, the ground level cameraman, Brad Honaway, takes shots of Bob and Larry and yourself up in the press box. How come when you're showing you're always wearing dark glasses, even in cloudy weather at night games? Is this due to poor insight, or are you trying to cultivate an image much like Michael Jackson? And if so, can we expect cosmetic surgery soon to be followed? And this is an interested Sherbrooke watcher. And I'm glad that people are concerned about my use of the sunglasses. And actually, I am suffering from CRAP, which stands for cervical retinal aboriginal pigmentosis. And myself and Roy Orbison are the only 2 people in North America who have this affliction.
That's right. So people, it's not because of his newfound star status, it is because of poor eyesight.
CRAP. That's what I'm suffering from.
Crap.
Okay, and here's the reverse, and Cruz drops the ball.
And the Mustangs have it.
Mustangs have it.
Great job by number 80, fighting for the ball. That's Pat Singel. Grabbed the hold of the ball to bounce loose. Good job by Singel.
So hope we get to see it again on the replay. And Bill, did it look like St. James was trying some kind of tricky play there?
Well, that's what it looks like to me. But I don't understand why they're doing that, because they're up 21-0. Third quarter's almost over. They should just go back to basic football. That's what's gotten them to this championship game.
Okay, first down, St. James, and there's a fan with one of our canine friends.
That looked a lot like one of Larry's female friends.
Wow, drop back pass. And it was Laronowitz looking downfield from Naransky, slightly overthrown.
I heard that comment.
And now that little girl and the dog are on the field. Oh. But they quickly retreat. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Little girl has some better moves than some of our running backs this year did, Tom.
Probably hold on to the ball better, too.
That's right. Earl Sabakwich, are you listening?
2nd and 10, St. Vital. And they have yet to produce a point here offensively, and that's got to read as a real surprise. Laronowitz dropping back. And that time he was intending to throw the ball to Palmer, but
Neville Scarlett.
He was forcing it. Palmer was covered by 2 people. Why bother throwing it?
That could have been Neville Scarlett's 3rd interception. And right now, we're seeing the St. James Rod's defense just coming up strong. They haven't given the Mustangs an inch in this game. And here on the replay,
Nor
we'll
a
look.
centimeter. And we see Lemanowitz. Okay, Larry, did you want to?
Yeah, he just looked right at his man. There was a couple of rods right around the ball for potential receiver. And Scarlett, really, he almost had his third interception of this game.
Jason George will punt for the Mustangs.
Jason George back to punt.
Good call.
But I think Bowman's up there to make the tackle. No, he slips away from Bowman, and not enough for a first down.
Jason George, the running back.
This is the time to do that. You're down by 3 touchdowns. There's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this third quarter. You have to do something. And the Rods will continue to get good field position. But Tom, you mentioned about our running backs having a little bit of trouble. We've got a kid coming up, Ryan Steving. This kid, he grabs anything thrown in his direction. You'll like this kid.
Great, great. Well,
And,
that's good news and something to look forward to in 1987.
Or 88 or 89. The kid's all legs. I'm not sure how old he is now, but his legs come up to about his neck. He's going to be a great
Running a long pair of pants for him.
That's right.
First down, St. James. Looks like the crackback. Pitch to Seinhubel. And good for about 9 yards. And St. Vitel's getting some, well, I should say St. James is getting some good blocking.
Bill, right back to basic football, as you mentioned before.
That's right, and that's how they got the championship game 2 years in a row. They're a very strong running team. I noticed a lot of similarities between Steinhubel and Will Wojtowicz, running back for the Fort Garry Lions.
There's the replay.
Always watching, looking for the holes.
Okay, it's
Gain of 8 on the play.
about second and 8, or excuse me, second and 2. Gain of 8. Second and 2. There's a slot counter to P.J. Jones. Well, I hope we get to see it again. If we do, you'll notice that St. James tries to give you the appearance that they're going wide right. But the slot back instead of going wide right, we always see it again. There's P.J. Jones cutting right up the middle. And he broke about 5 tackles as Larry called it. It'll be first down, St. James. About a minute and a half left in the third quarter. 21-0 in favor of St. James. There's the quarterback, McKay, number 5. Calling out the signals. Gives it to Steinhubel inside. Flag on the play, probably holding penalty, I'm betting. St. James offensive line today has got Decker and Parsons at the tackles, Margulies and DeBesky at the guards, and McDonald, number 45, is the center.
Well, the flag is down on the field, and I'm quite sure it's going against the St. James Rods, and it'll be a holding call, and it'll be definitely set by the St. Vital Mustangs, moving the ball 10 yards back and make it a first down and
20 to go.
long way to go. Maybe we'll see the Rods try to pass right now.
Well, I'm expecting that probably they're going to go wide again, outside, either with Steinhubel or Jones. Jones in motion to the right. Pitch to Steinhubel, coming to the left.
Good pursuit by number 79, Dennis Gagliardi. That's a name to quite that gagged me on that play.
They might have to make that list, Larry. Might have to make our list.
Second and 15.
About second and 15. Here's the pitch play to Steinhubel. Cuts inside, and good tackle by 79. And I won't attempt to say his name.
Well, the list you're referring to is our all-name team list, which will be read at our next telecast, the Bantam Championship game.
So it's going to be second and 15 for St. James. Drop back pass. McKay looking downfield for Ducharme. Picked off. Number 4.
Good job by Brian Weiser. No interception.
Simple drop back pass. McKay looking downfield for Ducharme, running basically a pattern straight down the field. There it is again, and there's Ducharme top of the screen. And a good interception by Weiser. He went high for the ball.
I'm very surprised that St. James is throwing the ball so much today, because all year long they just stuck the run. However, last time they played St. Vital effectively shut down their run and beat them pretty badly, so I guess they figured to open up their offense, they had to put in more passing.
First down, it looks like a drop play for Palmer. Gets out of one tackle, but there's Neville Scarlett. Now there's Palmer who reverses direction.
Palmer running out of the backfield.
ends up losing about 15 yards.
67, Dave Dicker.
That should be the last play of the third quarter.
Tom, there's really nowhere for Scarlett to run on that play. He went to his left, went to his right, and there's a gun, and we all had our ears covered on that play, Tom.
I think I never saw it again. I think you mean Palmer, because Scarlett was
Palmer, that's right.
Okay. And there's Bob Palmer, and he's doing whatever he can to get some yardage out of it. But that's the end of the third quarter, and the score is 21-0 in favor of the St. James Rods here in the Manitoba 1986 Midget Final. And you know, Larry, I think we're going to have a problem with some of those 1988 Winter Olympic tickets that our producer Jim McGregor got for us.
That's right. Jim McGregor, our producer, he said, for the fine work, fellas, the last few years, the Olympics are on me. Here's the tickets.
And we were going to be going to every event, alpine skiing, the hockey.
The only thing we would have to pay for was our flight down there, or bus ride down there in your case, and our hotel rooms, or in your case, an empty dugout somewhere.
So it's unfortunate that Jim has been charged with fraud, theft, and mischief, and it all has to do with those 88 Winter Olympic tickets.
Our Jim McGregor made the front page of the paper. Who says that VPW doesn't get some press coverage, Tom?
Well, who did say that, by the way?
Gentlemen, I just noticed that Larry's female friend came in the booth again. She seems quite happy to see him because she's wagging her tail.
Yeah. Nice little dog. Come here.
On the previous play, St. Vital did not get near enough for a first down. I believe it was an incomplete pass, and it's going to be third down for St. Vital.
Bill's alluding to the female dog that's been running around and keeping us company, sort of the St. Vital watchdog.
Jason George will punt for the Mustangs.
Jason George, number 77, punting. And Steinhubel will receive the punt. And he breaks outside to the right. He's going down the sideline.
Just a pleasure to watch two running backs like Jones and Steinhubel in one backfield.
And Bob Palmer.
Yeah, on the other side of the ball, yes.
And there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Now, during the regular
Here's
season...
the replay, Tom.
Okay.
And you'll see the punt.
It's going to be coming to Steinhubel.
He just squirts between two players here.
Okay. And he gets tackled right near the St. Vital bench. And
there's going to be a flipping charge against the St. James Rods, and that'll push the ball back 15 yards. And they've got first 10 from their own 40, from the Mustang 45-yard line.
During the regular season, these two teams met, and St. Vital were the victors 28-6, but we're not seeing much evidence of whatever worked for St. Vital in that game. We're not seeing that
none
today.
at all. It's been all Rods so far.
First down, St. James. Number 5, McKay is the quarterback. Looks like the crackback. There's P.J. Jones. And I think the flag's going to be thrown on Steinhubel on the play. Maybe a little bit of holding there.
Hold nothing. The Bulldogs into the ground.
I really like the way they pull the guards out on that play. 55 Margulies and 52 Debeski. And you're going to see it again. Watch number 32 Steinhubel, the boy wearing the red stockings there. And there's the hold. You can see how he just spun him. Yeah, just spun him around, and it's going to be coming back.
10-yard penalty.
So
now the Rods will be scrimmaging the ball from midfield.
And it'll be first down, 20 yards to go.
Wonder if we'll see some sort of trick play here, Tom.
Well, we have seen St. James earlier today have the reverse and then toss it back to the quarterback who throws downfield. That sort of thing may be coming up again.
Time's running out on the Mustangs. They've got to get the ball back soon.
Bootleg play.
Oh, a nice play by number 4, Weiser. Vital Mustangs. He got across the line of scrimmage. A good play of limiting the quarterback to about a 5-yard gain.
Well, that was a naked bootleg play because there was no receiver downfield for the quarterback to throw to. And he had every indication and every intention of just running with the ball. Weiser made a good play.
Guest just stopped into the booth. Helga Van Eyderstein, who runs Football Manitoba.
She's the executive director. And there's the quarterback, number 5, McKay, running out of bounds. So we'll be about 2nd and 15. Looks like the crack. And here's P.J. Jones going wide to the left. He cuts it upfield.
And he's got a first down.
We got to see it again. And
a nice job of blocking by the offensive line on that side of the run.
We're talking about the crackback block, and you'll see number 73 come from the top of the screen down towards the outside backer. There he comes. Both guards pull, 52 and 55. Looks like a textbook play. There's P.J. cutting it up. inside, and it's a first down.
Well, the outside linebacker on that play just killed number 73. That would be Cairns, who comes down on that crackback. But what he's got to do is he's got to kill him on the other side of the line of scrimmage. By the time he recovered, he was 6 or 7 yards downfield. And an outside linebacker can't be there. There also was a flag on the play, Tom.
And we can hear what the fans think of that call.
It was going against the St. Patel team. And
okay, first down for the St. James Rods, and they're getting pretty close to that St. Patel end zone again. McKay, the quarterback, P.J. Jones in motion, off tackle to the right by Kluter, and he's still going, and he's in there for the touchdown. And that could be the nail in the coffin for St. Patel, which is sort of a Halloween analogy because it's the Halloween.
that's right.
There was the pounding of that nail in the
Final nail into the coffin.
Okay, and here's Kluter. He's running inside to the left, but he cuts it back over to the right, and he's in the end zone.
Not much substance to that kid. He's a short, stocky little guy.
But how do you wrap up on a fire hydrant?
That's right. And he just sort of weaved his way through the crowd. And nice run. And that makes the score now 27-0. Extra point to come. And it's always been an adventure watching these Rods extra points.
And it's going to be Steinhubel attempting the convert.
Interesting convert. It went straight up and made it good.
That'll make the score 28-0 in favor of the St. James Rods.
9 minutes and 41 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, and really the St. Patel Mustangs have got their backs up against the wall now.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do offensively to get themselves in the end zone. Nothing that they've tried today has really worked.
Well, you have to give credit to the St. James defense. They're obviously keying on Palmer every time he's got the ball. There's 3-4 of them around him. If he goes out for a pass, there's 3 guys around him.
Hey, fellas,
a lot of gang tackling.
Fellas, you notice the way I sort of maneuvered my way to the front of the press box? Sort of skillful. Who thought an old defensive person could sort of weasel his way to the
play by Larry, it's cervical, retinal, aboriginal pigmentation. Okay, let me get to the front here. Okay, looks like a reverse. Palmer giving the ball to number 22, Lee. He's got some room. Coming up these sidelines. And it's all gold, and Steinhubel will make the tackle. Good looking reverse.
That's right. Very good looking reverse.
And nice kickoff return by St. Patel.
Here's on the replay. We'll see after the kickoff.
Okay,
the ball is run to the right.
Go ahead, Bill, take it over.
Okay, the ball's run to the right. Bill refuses to talk. First time in his life.
Okay.
It's given off to number 22, Lee. It's running to the outside, and he had a little bit of a lane, but good pursuit by the St. James Rods defense. Steinhubel was there as well as number 24, Ogwell.
Well, it's first down for the Mustangs.
Look at this cushion here, Tom.
Yeah, they should be throwing to Patel, 85, and they are. And they, now, the problem they have is when you do that, they wait too long to throw it, and Scarlett, who's the outside backer, as he drops back, he gets in the line of fire.
That's right.
They have to throw the pass quicker.
Rods are called for offside, and that'll make it 1st and 5 for St. Patel. But as you mentioned, he has to throw it there. We see on the replay, the ball has to be thrown a little bit quicker, as well as, I think, maybe if they pump and let the wide receiver run downfield and then lay it out to him, perhaps they might have some success there. Well, they don't hit him right on the line of scrimmage, because number 24, Ogwell, he's given a 10, 12-yard cushion right now.
Well, they wait too long to throw it, and by that time the outside backer drops back in the zone and he gets in the line of fire, as I said. Looks like it's going to be offside, number 40.
I don't know. I think we may be seeing procedure on this play.
Well,
good run by the quarterback.
Number 40 for St. James appeared to be outside. And that would be, number 40 is that Hannah? I think so.
Yep.
No, he didn't play in the semi-final game against Fort Garry. I believe he was injured, and the coach wisely decided to keep him out of the game.
What was that eye disease you had?
CRAP.
Yeah, well, anyways, it was procedure.
Okay.
It's going back to be 1st and 10 now for St. Patel.
Myself and Roy Orbison, the only two people in North America with this affliction.
Well, we see on the replay there, poor quarterback for the Mustangs, Loranowicz running for his life. He gets the first down, all for nothing. It was a penalty, a procedure call called against the Mustangs. Now it'll be 1st and 10 again. Offside and a procedure call, back-to-back call.
Well, number 11, Loranowicz, he's gone the whole day today at quarterback for St. Patel. He's dropping back.
Swinging out.
He's swinging out to Palmer. And Palmer...
Going crazy, the players are going crazy, some pushing and shoving. he stepped out of bounds. He was smacked on that play, believed by number 18 for the Rods. That would be Rob Kelly, one of the defensive linebackers.
Or number 19. I think he was in there as well.
Whoever. And then you seen there was no flag on the play, and the St. Patel Mustang supporters and their coaching staff took a little bit of exception to a little bit of a late hit. Here we see, watch for yourself, Palmer out of bounds. And you know,
but there was a penalty.
There was a penalty,
and that was holding against St. Patel.
St. Patel, so it's like rubbing salt into the wound. Something that many a satisfied spun, but St. Patel Mustang person just would be very upset.
Isn't it saddest the person who's very sad? No?
No. Okay.
Here we go. It's first and 10. We've got about 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. First and 20, excuse me. And intended for Stephenson.
Second and 20.
Went right through his hands, hit the ground. The officials were in good position there to make the call.
No, I don't think that was Stephenson. I think that was 16 Schott.
Yeah, Jeff Schott. We haven't had an opportunity to say his name very much this year, but that Jeff Schott, fine player, Tom.
He is very good on the kickoff
team.
Coverage team, but they haven't kicked off today.
And even when he's in there, he always smacks somebody. But I guess with this Rods team, they're so dominating. Everywhere you look, they're pounding somebody.
You know, and I was looking forward to seeing Czechoslovakia playing Russia in the Winter Olympics final, or maybe even Canada in there.
That's right.
And it's all for naught.
I wanted to go to the luge final. No?
Okay, we're headed downfield. Intercepted, number 19.
Mitch Hominu, cornerback on the play. He just had man coverage with the wide receiver, and I think the wide receiver on that play was number 85.
Patel.
Yes, Patel, and good job. Just read the quarterback's eyes, stepped in front of him.
You're going to see Laranowicz looking to his left, trying to throw the ball downfield to Patel, and there's at least 2 defenders in the area, one of whom, there's about 4 in the area, one of whom intercepts.
That's right. All nothing but baby blue shirts all over the field with only 7 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the game. And it looks like it's going to be the second year in a row. The St. James Rods march to a championship in the Midget League.
They give to Jones, wide left. Flag on the play. The PJ's still going.
We've had a lot of flags here, Tom. It just seems one after another every play.
Well, there's a defender for St. Patel down on the play, number 55. You've mentioned 55 quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Dalglish, we've mentioned quite a bit, as well as Brett Carlson. 2 of the big linebackers for St. Patel. And we see just there on the replay, nice run by P.J. Jones. Did some dipsy-doodling, weaving in and out. And flag on the play, and it was offside against St. Patel. It'll be declined. Good run by PJ.
You know, I got to coach PJ with the provincial team over the winter months, and PJ was there along with Brent Schwab and also Chris Hogwald, and the 3 of them from St. James, they're all very good athletes, very coachable young men, and I really enjoyed working with them. It's going to be first and 10, St. James. Jones in motion. And it looks like the bootleg, and he's looking downfield for 78 Walsh. And he catches it. Nice catch.
What a nice tackle that play.
92 lead the tackle for the St. Patel Mustangs. And that's Glenn Bonney.
Well, Glenn Bonney made a nice tackle, but the pass, I was very impressed.
Well, I will get to see it again on the replay. And,
beautiful pass by Peck.
Yeah.
Just laid it right up there.
And Steinhuber joining the huddle late. Yeah, well, Peck is in there, quarterback. I probably called it as McKay, but Peck number 7.
Yeah, Peck is replaced in this series, Bob.
Big draw play. And there's Peck just taking off with the ball. And he's getting a great block. He's got a great block on the corner.
And there, Tom, you mentioned about the needle in the coffin. I think if we listen carefully, we'll
The
hear
coffin has been lowered into the ground now.
It's been lowered into the ground?
Yeah.
And the next thing, another score, and they're going to be throwing dirt on that coffin.
And Peck, the backup quarterback, took the ball in on the bootleg. We see the tail end of it, and he gets a great block by Kluner, number 20, on the goal line.
And disgruntled St. Patel fans, Jeff Younger just ripped the Mustang off his little breast pocket and replaced it quickly with a Sisler Spartan.
Here's Steinhuber going for the converts, and it's good. 35-0 in favor of the St. James Rods.
Well, 6 minutes and 22 seconds left, and really right now,
Well, we've got
it doesn't look too promising.
We got the coffin nailed shut and put into the ground.
Into the ground.
Or another
It's not over
expression.
yet.
I don't know if you gentlemen have heard this one, but it's the game isn't over till the fat lady sings. Well, I think if you listen carefully, you can hear her warming up on the sidelines.
Could you hear it way down there?
I can hear it. So we have 5 touchdowns today by St. James. Patrick Jones has 1, Steinhubel has 1, Kluner has 2, and Peck has 1.
Would you gentlemen like to make an educated guess on who you think might be the MVP of this game?
I'd pick Neville Scarlett. That's right.
That would be a good choice, but I'll bet you they'll pick Patrick Jones. He had a good game.
Keeping the end zone, there's Bob Palmer.
Single point.
Palmer concedes the point on the kickoff. Well, there's 6 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. 36-0 in favor of St. James.
Mustangs, first and 10 from their own 35.
First down for St. Paul. And Loranowitz still in at quarterback, number 11. Inside running play to, looks like Palmer. Stacked up, though.
I can't understand why at this point in the game, St. Vital's running up the middle. I mean, they have to get some points. They're not going to do it on the ground now.
Well, that's true. Maybe they thought they seen something, a little opening. Perhaps they were seeing the defensive secondary and the linebackers of the Rods taking an early step back. They thought maybe they can get Palmer into the secondary quick. But I agree with you. Time's too precious. A running play keeps the clock running. Gotta throw that ball.
Okay, second down, 10 yards to go. There's the pitch to Palmer to the right. Bob, oh, did you see him hurt on the tackler?
Yeah,
Great
he hurt
play.
on the tackle.
And
Got a little bit of pushing here.
the quarterback,
Loranowitz is shoving.
the quarterback, Loranowitz, is shoving
We're having a free
Brown on the field now. And it seemed to be precipitated by the fact that Loranowitz, number 11, was jousting with number 40, Jason Hanna.
That's right. And they just started pushing and shoving each other. A little bit of frustration on
The coaches are actually, both head coaches are actually out on the field.
Yeah, they're normal. They want to get their guys away. They don't need. We don't need an incident like this, and I think they're going to be chucking both boys out of the game.
Well, Loranowitz was pushing at the shoulder pads of Hanna after the play was over, and then I think eventually Hanna was goaded enough to take a punch at
Really,
Loranowitz.
to be honest with you, the flag was thrown just before that too. And Jay Loranowitz, if you had any sense, you would not push a guy the size and the strength of a kid like number 44, Jason Hanna. That kid's a monster, Tom.
Well, he's a very aggressive. He's a very aggressive football player. He plays on the defensive line for St. James, and the officials are straightening it out, but probably there'll be ejections resulting from
a little bit of frustration perhaps on Loranowicz's part, and I bet you that Hanna, not being a little angel, I bet he was maybe making reference to the score at this point. And we're seeing both teams get penalized back and forth. And they eject both players. The penalties are offsetting. There's really no gain or loss on the play. We'll make it 3rd and 5.
I wish we could have seen the play again, because do you remember getting back to it, Palmer making that beautiful hurdle over a tackler? It's a great-looking maneuver there by Bob Palmer.
Well, that could have turned into a very ugly incident, Paul. Good job by the referees to separate the players, chase the players who were racing off the bench back to their bench area. And commendable job by the head coaches keeping control of their bench.
Well, there's a timeout here, Larry, and maybe we can dip into the mailbag.
Okay. Want me to read this one?
Go ahead.
Fellas, is your producer-director Jim McGregor related to that infamous Angus McGregor of Goat Breath, Alabama, better known as Meat Cleaver Angus?
That's weight on something.
Holy moly. Maybe yes. As you know, old Angus was a high school football coach of Goat's Breath's Pink Flamingo team and caused a terrific scandal when he sold the school's television rights to a Sudanese television station. Oh, sounds like something our Jim McGregor would do, doesn't it? To make a long story short, thank goodness, Angus resigned in great disgrace and his whereabouts is still unknown. Is Jim any relation to Angus McGregor? TV trivia buff.
We'll have to pass that question on to Jim and get an answer for our viewer.
Did you notice Jim's had a little bit of a southern twang?
Well, that was the fake punt and a beautiful pass by number 77, Jason George, to number 26, Todd Thornton. It'll be first down, St. Vital. We've got to see it again on the replay.
That's a nice call by Jim Ladd, the coach.
Great pass by George. You know, the centering snap there wasn't so effective, but nice pass downfield to Thornton.
Not only nice pass, good catch by George on that centering snap. And this is exactly what St. Vital needs right now. Score 36.
They need 5 touchdowns is what they need.
Well, they have to get back as quick as possible.
And Naranski's playing quarterback. He's number 78. He gives to number 22, Gareth Lee. And the slot back to Lee. And it's worth about 8 yards. So, Goat's Breath, Alabama, Angus McGregor.
Didn't you notice that Jim has sort of a southern twang every so often when he gets excited?
Yeah,
like, remember, like his thing saying, I'm not covering those there tickets?
Yeah, come to think of it, you're right, Larry. Now that you point that out, yeah. So, I guess...
but I wonder where they get
McGregor there does have some southern roots.
I wonder where they get the meat cleaver from, though. Maybe we shouldn't bug him too much about those luge tickets.
Perhaps he's a barber.
Maybe. Or a butcher.
Barber. Okay, there's Gareth Lee carrying the ball. And it's the first down. And he's really got it cranked up. He's carried the ball in the last 2 plays. And good yardage for St. Vital, but is it a matter of too much, too late?
Too little, too late.
Or whatever, one of those.
Not enough, too early.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right, and as you can show a picture of Lee, and he does a good job getting outside, get some good blocks. And where was this when St. Vital needed it in the first and second quarter?
Well, there's about 4 minutes left here in the fourth. Naranski in at quarterback due to the ejection of Loranowitz, number 11.
Got the old thumb.
Inside running play to number 88. I'm kind of wondering how much Naranski has practiced the passing plays. Maybe he hasn't practiced them very much, hence St. Vital has to stay on the ground.
What surprises me is, you know, you see a player like Jay Loranowitz who goes so as long as he does at quarterback. And I'm sure St. Vital has had some games where they've had a blowout, right, Phil?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was in a losing score in one of those blowouts.
Did they have a backup quarterback go in there at all, or did they play Loranowitz the whole game?
Sorry to interrupt. Bob Palmer carrying the ball, and a little bit of misexecution in the backfield.
Well, you know, it's questionable. You know, like you should get your backup quarterback as much action as possible. But as you mentioned, 3 minutes to in the game, the score 36-0. The rod's over. St. Vital Mustangs. Tom almost goes rolling out of the booth.
And you can hear the chant by the fans.
The chant, I think, made very popular at the Peace Gardens.
And the third down here for the stage. They move about 2 yards. Naranski quarterback gives to Lee going wide. Good block. And Lee's still going.
Very nice run by Lee.
He got a great block from number 68, McKay. And Tippers are scoring again. I don't think these two teams like each other there.
No. There's a replay. Picture of Lee. Breaks the tackle, gets outside.
Got a nice block there by McKay, 68.
That's right. And he goes and hits number 18 again. And I think that precipitated a little bit of a yapping match back there. And the officials separated the boys. And I guess he's telling both captains, settle down. The game's near the end. Nothing cheap now.
Well, it's first down for St. Vital, as that was a third down play that they successfully converted into a first down. We've got it's about 2.5 minutes left. And, you know, St. Vital isn't throwing. I have to believe that maybe Naranski just hasn't practiced the passing game.
Well, they're having a heck of a lot of success running the ball, but it eats up the time.
Pitch to Lee. Oh, that's, excuse me, wrong call there. That's Stephenson. And he doesn't see the ball much in the St. Vital scheme of things, but that time he carried it on the slot back pitch. Gain of about, maybe 2. Second and about 8.
What yard line are they on, Tom? About the 5-yard
Yeah,
line?
looks like they're about on the 5. And I kind of hope St. Vital does get it into the end zone because they are a good offensive team. We've seen them play before, and they really deserve to score.
And you know, from the St. James Raj perspective, they don't want to allow any points to be scored against them, even though this is sort of academic right now, the score being 36-0.
Well, there's the pitch to Palmer.
There's that swarming St. James defense again.
Stop short of the goal line.
Tackle on the play by number 52.
David McFeeters is in there. He's playing wide out on the right. He's number 91, and of course he's taking Naranski's place.
Okay, Tom, offensive coordinator, what play would you call right now?
Well, I really like the fact that St. James gives you the cushion on with their corners on your wideouts, and I'd throw the little slant in, but I'd throw it right away before Neville Scarlett gets in the way.
Yeah, what would you call, Bill?
Well, I don't know. With the new quarterback in there, hasn't had much chance to play this year. That kind of a pass, which is a timing pass, I don't know if he'd be ready for that. I might try a pitch to the wide side.
To Palmer?
Well, that's my man.
Yeah, I'd probably try to give it to Lee. I was very impressed with the way he's carried the ball. He carried the brunt of the load this whole drive, and I'd be tempted to go to number 22.
For those of you wondering
Lee.
where Bob Whitlaw is today, he of course is the convener and head commissioner and just about everything with the Winnipeg High School Football League, and he has gone to do the final game and present the trophy.
And this is his last year as commissioner, and to be honest with you,
You're glad to see it?
No, I'm speaking for all the coaches. I know I am. We had a meeting about this. We're sure going to miss him. He did more for high school football than he was really given credit for. He spent a lot of time. He gave up a lot of his personal time, got no financial reward, got very little reward in the way of lots of flack from some teams that had no reason to give him flack.
Matter of fact, he wears a flak jacket now because of that reason.
Yeah, and you know, I don't blame him for taking the early retirement, but as a league, we're going to be a lot weaker and a lot poorer because of it. They'll be able to get someone to take the job over, but they'll never get anyone to replace Bob Whitlaw.
And I understand that Bryce Scabar might have a chance for the head man's job.
Yeah, Bob Scabar is one of the people in on the running, along with 2 other people.
Third down here for St. Vital. Quarterback sticking it himself. And guess who makes the tackle? Neville Scarlett.
Yeah, and that's sort of been the day for the St. Vital Mustangs.
That kind of sums up the game right there and then. The backup quarterback running a play that lost yards with Neville Scarlett making the tackle. And that sort of sums up what the whole afternoon's been like.
Right, with only a minute and 43 seconds to go in the game. It's up 36-0. I guess we can start throwing the dirt on that coffee.
This one play is a microcosm of the whole afternoon.
A what?
Microcosm.
Oh, you can tell he got the old thesaurus up before today. So that's what you were doing last night, reading the old thesaurus, trying to get a few big words there, try to trick the old people.
Well, I spent hours and hours poring over that book to learn new words and just to liven up the broadcast a little bit.
Yeah, I can verify that, Larry, because Tom and I spent about 3 or 4 hours last night in the library poring over football files and looking up interesting words.
That's right. 2 more dedicated people I have never seen. And, you know, like, it's good to see that.
And there's, it looks like Jones carrying the ball wide to the left. We've got a minute and 36 seconds left, and we're trying our best to stay on topic here. The score is 35-0 in favor of St. James. And it looks like the Mustangs are going to go without the championship for the 2nd year in a row. But this year,
Speaking of going without, it looks like I'm not going to be seeing that luge final or downhill skiing. And I know you were particularly interested in watching the speed skating.
Well, I was. And I don't know, you know, Jim had told us about these Winter Olympic tickets, and we were all set to go to Calgary. And it's just not going to work.
I wonder if Bob Whitlaw knows about this now. You know how his heart was set on the hockey championship.
That'll be a big shock to Bob.
I'm sure Bob will have a few words to say to Jim.
Well, first down here for St. James. We've got Peck in at quarterback. Same backfield. They give to Kluner. You know, Kluner's pretty difficult to tackle. He's such a little guy. Hard to wrap up on. Larry got a big smile on his face. Laughing at the fans, or
no, I was just thinking,
pondering some thoughts.
I was just thinking, you know, our Jim McGregor, what lengths he'll go to get his name in the paper.
Yes. And speaking of lengths, the prison term should be quite lengthy.
That's right. I seen Richard Ditchburn sort of rubbing his hands in gleeful anticipation of the name, producer-director behind his moniker.
I thought those tickets were a little bit suspicious with Jim's picture on them. Okay, it's second down for St. James. Here's Cleaner on the pitch. And he's still going. Good tackle by number 2 there.
Todd Martin's made the tackle.
Todd Martin. Going to be a first down for St. James. Got about a minute left. Fourth quarter. Score 36-0 in favor of St. James. Here's the replay. And you see the big offensive lineman pulling out. Here's Cleaner. He's going to turn it up, and then he's going to get back
number
outside
2.
again.
Wow. 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 Jeff Younger just mentioned that Kluner had a good game in last year's final, and that's right. He came off the bench, and I think he scored 2 or 3 touchdowns late in the game.
Well, observation. First down here for St. James. And it's a counter there to snap down with the Jones.
Did you see the speed out there, Tom?
Well, you know, all the wide stuff that St. James runs sets up that play. It's the slot sort of delay or counter. And we're going to see it again. I hope so anyway. And that was Patrick Jones, better known as PJ, to his friends and coaches, taking it in for the touchdown.
And a good job by the quarterback for the Rod.
Here's the replay, and there's Jones, and no one's going to catch him. He's just too quick. Here's Hubel is out. Yeah, he's out on the field. He'll be attempting to convert. I think it's time to shovel the dirt on now.
I think with that last run, you might have seen the MVP of this 1986 Midget final.
Well, Bill's calling it the MVP at Patrick Jones.
That's who I called, and you
I still think it's Scarlett. Isn't that kind of interesting that the offensive guy picks the defensive player and vice versa?
Well, my heart is towards Neville Scarlett. He's played a great game, but how often do voters do that, though, Tom? You know, in all reality, we're looking right there at PJ Jones.
I'm wondering. And you know what? I think it's Jeff Younger that gets to vote on who the most valuable player is.
Is it Jeff? Are you the person who has a vote?
Yep.
How many other people are voting, Jeff?
Nobody.
You have the final say? You got the power of a trophy in your hands?
Power is in my hands, I'm sorry to say.
So who is it going to be, Jeff? Maybe give us a little bit of a clue, a little bit of early advancement of VPW exclusive right now?
The exclusive, the defensive player will be Scarlett.
Aha! And the
Offensive player will be Steinhubel.
Steinhubel. Well, VPW exclusive, Tom.
It's not often we get very many votes.
No, we got the scoop. So I guess we could put the money away now. We got the scoop. You didn't have to bring out the dollar bills.
23 seconds left in the game. The score's 43-0 in favor of St. James Rods. And it looks like they'll go on to win, well, their second championship in a row that I know of. It may even be more.
Well, and you couldn't pick two finer players for the St. James Rods as in Steinhubel, the offensive MVP, and the defensive MVP is Neville Scarlett. Neville's a great kid, right? I had a pleasure coaching with the provincial team, and he's just a great person.
There's the pitch to Palmer. He's going to throw down.
Heard that. He got wrapped as he let the ball go.
He was intending his pass for number 85, I believe.
Andrew Swan, number 76, just leveled little Rob Palmer as he let the ball go, and then helped him up afterwards. Good show of sportsmanship.
Well, we're down to 17 seconds left. It's 2nd and 10. There's an injured St. James Rod on the play.
That's Bill Dubesky.
Looks like Dubesky.
Doing a little bit of two-way
action, right?
Jeff Young said a lot of two-way action.
Okay.
Good observation again, Jeff. So, Jeff Younger, what are your plans for next year? Are you going to be back at Sisler, or are you going on to greener pastures, or what?
Well, only time will tell, Larry, just as I said last year.
That's right.
Have to play it by ear.
So I got to get the old roll.
Depends on, on the old contract. It's, free agent this year, so.
That's what I mean. I got to get the old roll of dollar bills up, start slipping you dollar. Just like last year. You want to double last year's salary. You want $2 now. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have mentioned salary. You see Tom's eyes light up?
Are you guys talking money again?
Or
I always seem to be left out when it comes to money.
Because you want too much.
Oh, jeez. You know, this is...
I just want to be loved. It's 43-0 for the St. James
And a little bit of money will take care of that too, Tom.
And I love money, so...
there's the ball carrier.
Carrying the ball for the Mustangs.
That was Shot, number 16, carrying the ball.
Taking out close to the first down.
And we have about 10 seconds left here in the game.
Just Shot certainly hasn't had the game I thought he would have, but neither of any really of the St. Vital
How
Mustangs.
about the most underworked unit would be the St. Vital Mustangs kickoff team. Have they
That's
been on
right.
the field yet? I don't think so. Maybe
I don't
once.
know. I don't think they didn't open the kicking game, and I didn't.
Yes, they did. PJ scored the touchdown.
Oh yeah, so they did.
Yeah, so they got on the field for the opening play.
Maybe it's a blessing.
And Naranski's carrying the ball. Right to outside. And 36 minutes.
That's the last play. Cover yours, Tom.
And that ends the game. It's the St. James Rods winning.
Okay, Tom, perhaps you could have a quick recap of the score.
Okay, quick recap. The score was 43-0, and VPW and all the announcers congratulate the St. James Rods for winning the Midget Championship here in 1986. The touchdown scores today, Patrick Jones scored 2 touchdowns, including one on the opening kickoff of the game. Stein Hubel scored a touchdown. Little Barry Cluner, number 20, had 2 touchdowns. Peck, the backup quarterback, had a touchdown. That was also set up by a nice block by Cluner. And the rest of the scoring came from the kicking game, and Steinhubel was responsible for the rest of the points. The final score is 43-0 in favor of the St. James Rods. And, well, it was an interesting game, but I thought it was going to be a little closer, to tell you the truth, Larry.
Definitely thought it'd be closer. During the regular season, two teams played each other. It was a very close game. And really, St. James Rod's defense has to be given full credit for their victory. They kept the ball in the St. James Rod's offense's hand the whole game. The St. Vital Mustangs really didn't have much chance to do anything.
Well, I was surprised that St. Vital didn't get their offense working, weren't you, Bill?
I'm very surprised. Throughout the season, they've been one of the most potent offenses in the league. What happened today is anybody's guess.
Well, there we see the ball players shaking hands, and we got that VPW exclusive for you. We found out that the defensive player of the game was Neville Scarlett, number 30 for the St. James Rods.
Justified selection.
And the offensive player of the game was number 32 for the St. James Rods, Greg Steinhubel.
One of the Fort Gary coaches here named as the All-Star coach of Midget just came in the booth. Maybe we can get some of his comments on
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Coach
Mark
Carriata, what did you
Carriata.
think of the midget final here today? As you expected?
Yes, it was as I expected.
How about the difference in the margin of score? Like,
That I didn't expect, but I thought St. James was a tougher and more aggressive football team, and they'd probably win, which they did.
okay, and we see the fans and players milling around on the field there, and I guess it's time to bid you adieu for Larry Bowden and myself, Tom Sherwick, and Bill Murray, and also for Bob Whitlaw and Stencia. We'd like to thank you for watching, and keep watching VPW Sports in the future for more upcoming broadcasts.